This is Christen Press. I'm a professional footballer and grassroots soccer global board member. And I'm here today with Madame Vumzile Malambo Nguka, who is the Executive Director of UN Women and the UN Under Secretary General. She was previously the Deputy President of South Africa, where she focused in particular on HIV and AIDS, poverty, and education. We're here today to talk about the health challenges that girls and young women are facing in Africa, especially during COVID-19. Vumzile, it is such an honor to have you here today on World AIDS Day as a part of the Grassroots Soccer Virtual Gala. I would love to hear from you about what struck you about the grassroots soccer programming and the impact that grassroots soccer is making.
Definitely grassroots soccer. It enables girls to be in a safe space to begin with, to be part of a team and part of people who will provide correct and accurate information about behavior, about avoiding the kinds of challenges that we are talking about. Grassroots soccer is also important for building confidence of girls, because the quality that is missing, that leave many girls unable to stand up for themselves when they are facing boys or men who are likely to be perpetrators of sexual violence against them. If they don't even have confidence to begin with, it's very difficult for them to fight back for themselves. So I really am appreciative of what grassroots soccer has been able to do for girls and for boys as well, because it's also important to teach the boys to respect girls. In that way, the development of both boys and girls proceed, in a synchronized manner, and there's a healthy relationship and respect for one another.
I love what you've said. Access to correct information and confidence.
I grew up in a home, Christen, where my mother was an AIDS activist. And a lot of time we were surrounded with families and children that were dealing with the impact of losing parents or loved ones, or of living with sick people. And I saw firsthand how much that support, which you could call some form of extended family, makes a whole difference. And it makes people want to fight because they feel they have something to live for. And I would say grassroots soccer would fall into those safe spaces, kind of like a bubble that you create so that people feel that, their life is meaningful and enjoyable, which is also important.
Yes, I certainly felt that. I was at the Football for Hope Center, and as soon as I walked on to the Football for Hope Center, I felt that safe, familiar essence that I think has been cultivated by the GRS team and all the participants. Madame Vumzile, have you ever played football?
I've kicked a ball. You may not call it a game, but I've kicked a ball.
Kicked it around. Okay. Yes. Well, on my team, on the U.S. Women's National Team, we have been in a long battle for gender equality, and we are currently fighting for pay equality in our sport, but we see this as a larger fight for gender equality more broadly. And as your work with the UN Women, I'm wondering, in your perspective, how can women athletes affect the barriers and shift the perspective around gender?
Athletes in our communities are heroes and sheroes. They are people we look up to. so their words matter. They can use their platforms to say the right thing, to encourage, to educate, to be the carrier of the messages that need to reach communities, especially in this time of fake news. We need people that we can rely on for news and information we can trust and believe in. You know, we all try and mimic you. So no pressure.
It is the great privilege of my life to try to be a good role model. And I do take that responsibility very seriously. And so tonight, our theme for this event is United for Hope. And I think 2020 has brought so much sadness, and it's been hard to be optimistic, and it has been hard to be hopeful. And there's been a ton of anxiety and fear globally across the world. So to a young person that is struggling to find hope during these times, what would you like to say to them?
You know, I would like to say to a young person that they must try and surround themselves with the people who give them hope. And they must also know that there is something that they can also do to give other people hope. We are in a situation where we need mutual dependence. We need to be in solidarity with each other. So don't give up because you are not alone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for your wisdom. It's an honor for me to have this conversation with you, and it's been a pleasure, and I'm sure it is for everybody watching tonight. So thank you again.